Hey you guys, it's Sonia. I just wanted to come on real quick and give a little message of encouragement to those who are thinking about locking their hair or maybe not locking their hair. Um, the message is, well, first let me give you some background of why I'm giving this little uh, message. It's because I came across a post where people were being very judgmental of why a person calls locks dreads or call them locks or dreadlocks. It became this whole debate to the point where people were like jumping all over this particular person for something that she shared in a lock group, and it wasn't even it weren't her words. It was somebody else's words. She was just resharing a post, and it turned into this whole big thing where all these lock purists came out of the woodwork and jumped on her and started talking about the history of locks, and you need to learn your history, and if you don't get locks, for religious purposes, or if you're not Rastafarian, then you shouldn't even have them. And I mean, just all kind of foolishness. I encountered this same kind of crap when I was a loose natural. I was part of a few groups that turned out to be totally crazy. The people who ran the groups, it was like a cult because they wanted each member to follow them and to agree with everything they said and agree with everything they posted and to not have their own opinion. And if you stated your own opinion, you got chastised or kicked out the group. And that's just weird to me. First of all, I'm not a follower. I've never been a follower, and I'll never be a follower. You cannot tell me how to think, feel, or speak. I have a very strong personality, especially when it comes to stuff like that. You will not censor me. You will not tell me what I can and cannot say. You will not tell me how I can feel. And there's a lot of these groups that are like that. That's why you have to be very, very careful of the groups you join. And if you do join them, make sure you get a feel for them. Get a feel for how the subjects and the discussions go, because you'll find those weird crazies in each group. I don't care if you're a loose natural or if you have locks. There's always a few people who think that they're the expert and their word is law, and if you don't follow it, then you're wrong, and blah, 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 blah. So this particular lock group, just on this subject alone, as far as why people have locks, it really bugged me and bothered me that people felt it was okay to tell other people that if you have locks and don't know the history of locks, or if you have locks and it's not for some deep spiritual reason, and you're not following the Rastafarian way, then you have no business having them, and that you're just appropriating a culture the same way a white woman appropriates black hair by rocking box braids. I think that is very extreme and very wrong and very, very judgmental. It is nobody's place to tell anyone why they should or should not wear their hair a certain way. If I choose to wear locks because I like the style, so be it. So what? I didn't start my lock journey for some deep personal spiritual reasons. I'm not Rastafarian. I do not agree with their beliefs, their religious beliefs. I don't agree with that. But because I don't agree with that, that means I have no right to lock my hair? Who are you to even say that, to decide that? My hair and my reasons for what I do to my hair is my business. And what you do is your business. If you're a Rastafarian, good for you. I mean, who cares? It is not that serious to me. I truly do not care why you have locks. I don't care if you're Rasta. I don't care if you're I truly do not care. So why do you care if I call my hair locks, dreads, dreadlocks? Who cares? Everybody has their different reasons for calling their hair whatever it is they want to call it. Don't assume that people don't know their history or the history behind locks. I know my history. I know the history behind locks, but that history is not the reason why I have locks. I'm tired of the judgmental people, you guys. I'm tired of people constantly trying to push their beliefs and reasons onto everybody, and I'm sick of the policing from other Black people our hair. Like, why are we policing each other's hair and why we wear it a certain way? Why can't you just be happy that so many of us are wearing our natural hair, whether it's loose, locked, whatever? That's what I'm happy about. That brings me a lot of joy, because no matter what anybody says, and while I'm not going to judge you if you still use creamy crack is not good for you. It's not healthy. You're putting chemicals into your body. It seeps into your body, and it causes so much damage and problems to our reproductive systems for Black women. We have the highest cases of fibroid tumors and other issues from having chemical relaxers. So I always approached it from that standpoint, that natural is healthier, is better. That's how I feel. And it's a fact. It's been proven. So outside of that, if you're natural, I'm ecstatic. I am super happy that you chose natural hair over putting chemicals in your hair. And I know there are those who look at me side-eye because I just recently colored my hair, and they feel like, coloring your hair is chemicals. It's not natural. And I get that. That's a legit argument. And guess what? They're right. But that's why I chose the dye that I chose, because it's more herbal and it does not have all the chemicals that normal dyes do. So I just wanted to give this little piece of advice, and I hope it helps someone, because no one should be dictating to you why you lock your hair or why you decide to go natural. That's between you and you alone. Those are your reasons, and no one has the right to dictate that. And it just kills me, the amount of people out there who sit on these high, lofty thrones, who think they know it all, who think they have the right to judge others on why they do whatever it is that they decide to do with their hair. Everybody seems to have written this magical Bible, this hair Bible of the do's and don'ts for natural hair, for dreads, I mean, you name it. Now back to me coloring my hair before this phone interrupted me. There are dyes like henna, there's other vegan dyes. There are dyes out there that do not have the harsh chemicals that normal dyes have. So there are options. But again, I can see why someone would look at me all crazy and be like, girl, you just colored your hair. You put all kind of chemicals in your hair. But I was very careful of what dye I chose. I went with a more herbal dye versus the typical chemical dye that's full of, all the chemicals that are bad for your hair and really, really dries it out. So there's options out there. And I could also see how someone will look at me and say, you're a hypocrite. You dyed your natural hair. You dyed your locks. But at the same time, that was my decision, and I think I would much rather dye my locks, dye my hair, than slap chemical relaxer on my scalp every 4 weeks. I mean, I'll never go back to that. And I could say that with every bone in my body because I've been natural for the past 7 years. And nothing in me has made me even think about going back to that. So make your journey your own. That's your decision. And it's nobody's right to judge you. Talk to you later, you guys. Thank you so much for walking. Hey to all my subscribers. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You guys have a wonderful Monday, and I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.